Thanks, Sean. Matt Reynolds here with Packaging World Magazine. I'm happy to have with me today Tom Szaky, founder and CEO of TerraCycle, and their recent initiative with Loop, which is a platform for durable, reusable packaging, and one that's getting a lot of it's gotten a lot of critical acclaim and attention, rightfully so. And I believe it's also getting a lot of acknowledgement and buy-in from the major stakeholders, both on the brand and the retail side. Speaking of brands, we also have with us Kelly Murosky. She's the senior packaging engineer at Seventh Generation, which is a Unilever company. So welcome. Happy to have you both.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Good. So when we talk about sustainability in packaging, there's a very valid and required path of lightweighting, reducing the total amount of material used, even going from multi-layer materials to monolayer materials so as to make it more easy to run through the existing recycling infrastructure that we have. However, Loop seems to turn some of these things on its head a bit in making something that may be heavier, may use heavier materials that aren't so easily recycled, but in fact, you're going to be using them for cycle after cycle after cycle, and that therein lies their value. So Tom, why don't you give us the 30,000 foot view version of what Loop is, since it started over a year ago, and where you are today?
Thanks so much, Matt, for your question. And one of the interesting things in this idea of the big megatrend being lightweighting is that we have one part of that whole equation fixed, which is the number of times you can use a package at one. And if you have a single-use opportunity, then the absolute best answer is to reduce the material use in that one use as much as possible, and then make sure everything can be collected and recycled or composted or have a circular, non-landfill end of life. Loop is fundamentally a platform for reuse. It enables brands like Seventh Generation to create easily reusable versions of their products, and then retailers from Kroger to Carrefour, Tesco, and many others to implement these reusable products and make them available conveniently to their digital and physical store consumers. And then for individuals out there who interact with Loop, you can buy your favorite product at your favorite retailer, now in reusable packaging, and then when you're done, you get a throwaway experience. No cleaning, no sorting, you just put it into a bin, but now it's not a trash can or a recycling bin, it's effectively a reuse bin, where then Loop gives back your deposits. We sort out the packaging and clean it, effectively the waste management function of reuse, and then in bulk provide it back to brands like Seventh Generation, who can then refill it and sell it again to a different consumer, trying to bring all the convenience of single use to all the benefits of reusable.
Okay. Now, Kelly, Seventh Generation and Unilever have been early champions and early adopters of the platform. How did you sort of get wind of it, and how did you begin to start doing the cost-benefit analysis to see if this is something that you wanted to take part in?
Yeah, so TerraCycle first approached us with the idea of the Loop platform, and we knew it was something that we needed to get in on and experiment with our brand. Seventh Generation has pioneered the use of recycled plastics previously in our packaging, but as we continue to evolve on our sustainability journey, we were really looking for a path to explore reusable containers in a way that was effortless for the consumer. And really, we found that the Loop platform did just that. And not only fits into our mission and our zero waste packaging goals, but it represents a new system for getting reusable containers to the consumer, and then ensuring that they're actually getting reused at the end of the day.
Okay. Now, when you're initially having the conversations, Tom, what types of resources and industry knowledge do you bring to the table for a brand like Seventh Generation that's ostensibly going to have to be making some major package design changes? And how do you help them through the beginning stages of adhering to this program?
Absolutely. So, I mean, we're learning a lot together, and Loop is a multi-stakeholder coalition, really, of wonderful brands, over 100 conglomerates so far, retailers, over 15 major retailers, and then other partners like Ecolab and so on, helping to really bring out a lot of learning, because this is a new area, especially in the sort of modern consumer context. What we do formally at Loop is we approve the packages that they're compliant, which means a minimum of 10 uses or more, and of course can be cleanable to the standards, of the industry and of the country where we're operating. But we also are there to help support the process, whether it's introducing to agencies we know understand reusable design development well, or producers who already make reusable containers. And also to helping through thinking about what type of artwork to use, how to deal with lot numbers and expiration dates and all the different details. The important thing as you think about reuse is that it really enables a whole different way to think about packaging than a race to the bottom on cost. Now you can start using premium materials. You can have the packages do incredible things. In fact, in Japan, one of our partners is actually embedding IoT into the packaging. So you can do some phenomenal things because now you have a denominator that is more than one. And you can really allow that cost to be amortized over many different uses. But you also want to start easily and not put too much strain on your supply chain. So try to do things that are easy, which then give you runway to do more complex, ambitious experiments in reuse.
And it sounds like, I mean, that's advice well taken to make sure that your barrier for entry is low enough that you're not going to, begin to fail, but rather hit some goals very quickly and easily. But it sounds like seventh generation has actually done some fairly sophisticated packaging. So what does the recent, what are your new SKUs? What kind of materials do they use? What have you been able to do, because you aren't focusing on just making sure the margin is there, but you've got this, like you mentioned, the denominator is far more than one. It could be 50 or 100 or whatever that might be for uses. What's cool and new about these reusable, durable packages that you've created?
Yeah, so on loop.com today, we've actually launched 3 SKUs. We have a laundry pack SKU, as well as 2 dish liquid SKUs, a free and clear and a clementine zest and lemongrass scent. And for these packages, we launched them in stainless steel containers. And this is something that's completely brand new for 7th generation. We had not previously worked with stainless steel, and we had to kind of reinvent our supply chain. Researching new suppliers, bringing them into our manufacturing facilities. We were looking for something that would fit into our existing filling infrastructure. And with these stainless steel packages, we are using standard neck finishes, standard pump heads. They can flow through our filling lines. So the ease to bringing them into manufacturing was actually pretty similar to a standard plastic bottle. And then on the decoration standpoint, we opted for permanent decoration. So we have a mixture of stainless steel laser engraving as well as screen printing on these bottles, so that as they're washed and reused, you'll see that decoration each time.
It's an interesting one, and you've done a lot of remarkable work so far. So we'll be keeping a close eye on you at Packaging World Magazine. So thanks to both of you for your time today, Tom and Kelly. Back to you.